So, we join back in with our group after last week things got heated, and both physically, literally, and metaphorically, as a race for Ichi to get to the front door before Tenebrice in Dante form can escape and mess with their plans to free Dante of this curse once and for all. Uh, Dante being chased down, or Tenebrice being chased down by Sir Arthur, only briefly followed behind by Volu. And we ended last week as a grave sword strike struck down Volu.
Am I right in thinking Volu's had a death save? I know we don't know what it is, but
He's
no,
he's
because
starting
we're
with the
still,
death
yeah,
save.
yeah, basically, and I'm going to say it's completely up to you, Chris. Essentially, as you struck him, and I know originally you said I'm going to strike and then I'm going to force push him down. I'm going to leave that up to you if you think that goes off before you realise you've just KO'd them. If so, Volu's body would shunt away because they're already going down. But it is. I'll leave it up to you whether Tenebrice catches that pause and realises that.
he'll catch it. And he will do something else with his bonus. So, as Volu is effectively turned into a puff of leaves near enough on the floor, Tenebrice looks down with a smile and just kind of go, "You are no warrior of the Fae," and goes to step towards him with his hand, with his claws effectively out to go down to pick him up. As he does this, there's a sudden lurch back, say, from his arm. And he starts to wrestle, almost fighting himself. He starts fight like bursts of flame starts to happen across the arm, and as things start to happen, he goes, "No, not now! I'm so close." The form suddenly drops, and the
Hybrid form.
The hybrid form suddenly pulls. He's just like, "No!" And Dante's normal form falls to the floor, severely burned, and just hurt and coughing blood, and not sure, like just looking around confused. Looks over at the bowl, at this ball of leaves, and immediately goes, "Volu, no!" It starts scrambling towards him with a potion out in hand.
Okay, so you start that scramble, but you used all of your movement during the last turn, so it's almost like you're in that initial burst. As we come to Volu, so can you whisper me, please, a straight D20 roll?
Yeah, I can't remember where
That's
Eleni,
/GM roll, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember where Eleni is on the map.
I'm further north. I'm up in that chamber where
Still in the room.
But because as soon as that has happened, the firewall is dropped.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
But
I would say because Eleni, you last turn you had just decided like we're gonna head and
we decided we were going to get the door because there was no way we could get through the firewall. But I don't think we'd moved
it's
out
been
of
a turn. I know this is it. I don't think it's been a turn since that happened. So almost as like you're looking at Ash and you're like we should go that way, and you nod, the flames die down.
I am right in saying the mirror image is still active.
Yes, because that's not concentration.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dante. What time to come back? And for our audience and for the players out, if Chris wants to, do you want to reveal what you rolled for for the save?
So there's been various times in this that I've had to do charisma saves for potential Dante taking back control. However, Tenebris has always, his charisma saves has been absolutely dominant, which, by the way, thank you very much, Ichi, for giving me various times bonuses for advantage against those saves.
Essentially, essentially the way it works is whoever's in the driver's seat is making the checks to keep back whoever. And actually, you were very, very clever when you aimed for the separated visages. When you did that, I did say you get that thing, but it does go to Dante. But yeah, other than that, all the blesses, all the protections from evil.
So because I knew this was going to be an important role, I genuinely just kind of went, I don't know what way he's going to go, and I don't want anyone to say, oh, this one way or the other. I was at work, and I just got out my camera and recorded me roll a dice.
I'm probably going to stitch it.
One.
Sorry, say again. Sorry.
It was a natural one. Tenebris had no control. Effectively, that blast of hitting Volu cut Dante in half near enough, and he exploded out and fought tooth and nail to make sure to come back.
I've got a vision of Chris at work just recording like 50 different roles until he got in that one.
Literally, I've just sat here and I've just gone, I'm just going to do this. And I literally go, oh shit.
Yeah, no, and I will probably stitch that on.
Yeah, that's fine.
Get that roll in there. But no, it was nice. However, Chris, this moment of for Dante, panic, confusion, not sure what's been going on for the last few hours, and the sword of Saata is unwavering.
Yeah, I was good.
With a 25 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so now how does mirror image work?
You tell me. You have a look at that while I check what he
I did have it up the other day.
It's like a chance, isn't there?
Yeah, I have to roll. If it rolls, I think if it rolls above a 6, if I roll above a 6, he misses.
How many mirror images do you have up still?
4.
All 4 then, yeah.
No one's hit me. Why have I gone for mirror image and it's gone for Elon Musk's odd gesture?
Oh dear.
That's something to cut. Sorry, something to cut.
Yeah, let's not even. That's terrifying.
Right. Apologies, did not mean to be political.
No, you're all good. Like honestly,
yeah.
So yeah. So 6, 8, 11. I might only get 3. Do I only get 3? I swear I got 4.
I was going to say, I think there are 3 mirror images.
Oh, right.
Depends what level you cast it
at. No, you can't. It's not even an upcast.
No, yeah. Mirror images.
Just make sure you put legacy.
You guys definitely said 5 last week because I thought there was only 3, and you were definitely saying 5 last week.
I thought there was 4. I thought there was 4.
Are you reading the legacy one?
Yeah, make sure you read the legacy one, but it might not change anything.
I think this is the legacy one because this is on Roll20 compendium.
Yeah. No, I thought it was always 3, and you guys said 4 or 5, and I was like, well, maybe.
It should have been 3.
Okay, my bad.
This is the first time you've been hit anyway, so.
Yeah, so I need to roll above a 6. Yeah, that's 12.
Okay, so here does it. Well, I suppose he gets to decide when he. I don't know actually. Oh.
Each time a creature.
No, I'm gonna say at least this first one. He does because you still hit the duplicate, right? Like it still has an AC. It's still hit, and he's just in the moment. He already lit up a divine smite. So I'm gonna say that that first divine smite, you just see it burst through as almost like black and red energy just rips through one of the mirror images. And you are now down to 2 as he swings in for the second strike. 20.
I am going to use my action and curse him.
Your reaction is that, sorry.
That's the one I meant. And do blood curse of the eyeless. So when a creature you see within 30 feet of you makes an attack, you use a d6 to subtract from the result of the creature's attack roll.
Okay, nice. Go ahead, roll the d6.
Yeah, 18. Oh god, that was close. So yeah, only 2.
Okay, so almost like still the flaming bits that are still sort of spouting off. Almost you just take the energy essence of them and throw it in his eyes
This is actually the first time I've done this. So this is the first time I've done this. So I was actually got to.
There you go for your own.
So I was going to say, as he slammed down after the first one, I go, no, wait, no, help him. And he just puts up his arms like that. And when doing so, blast of fire and blood just spouts out of his arm like lava and sprays into his eyes.
Okay, and as it does, the sword just like skins almost slicing some of the wild, that unkept hair at this point. Yeah, he doesn't. Well, I can't really do. At this point, Dante, as you look at Sahata, and again for you, there's been like a almost blackout for a second. The black, inky sort of stretching up the neck is now almost closing the throat. The eyes are red with the gold sigil around them, and they almost don't even hear you. They don't even seem to hear your words as they're just fixated, sword up. No, they're not even going to move. They're just going to. They've closed in on you. They're going to stay where they are. Before we move away, and yes, thank you for reminding me, because should have been more on. But as this has been going on, Volu.
Volu just stands up. That'd be so much easier.
Yeah.
And then Volu's the one to cut you down. You bitch! Donk.
Puts his arm back together.
Okay, I'm on. So Volu, as you're lying under the leaves, fading, your hearing starting to muffle as the sword slashes to the ground. Almost for a second, that gives you almost just like a flash of the glade you used to live in, that place in the Feywild that was safe and warm. And for now, we'll move on for Ash. As Ash sort of looks over to the flames and looks back at Aileni a little concerned. Do you think that means they got him?
Maybe. Or he's had to stop concentrating at least. Maybe they need help.
Do you have any way of messaging?
No. Nothing fast.
You did. It's not fast, but you did get your Silver Raven out.
I did get the Silver Raven out, but I didn't think the Silver Raven could bring a message back. I thought it was just a one-way. It's Animal Messenger. I tell it to go and say something to somebody.
Let me see what the spell says.
I don't think it's a two-way thing.
Yeah, it doesn't say it comes back.
Let's go and help. If we think that all seems lost, then we can come back and try and close the door before anything goes too badly wrong.
I mean, hopefully now with the, if I remember rightly, the golem. They said before the golem seems to target specific things. Maybe it will.
Well, the golem's currently attacking the infection,
It's still
isn't it?
just
It's just like
he's almost just like maybe it'll cause getting through here to be.
I think we have to leave the golem here, or at least keep this infection at bay while we deal with whatever.
Okay. Okay, so he will start heading down. So 2, 4, 6. That's his double move. Obviously, he's not going crazy far ahead of you, right, Lenny? As we come round to the top of the round with Ichi.
And poor Ichi has no clue.
Mm-hmm. Because if anything, I still hear the sounds of fighting, so I'm assuming things are still going. It's not like it's gone quiet because Sir Arthur's been swinging. There's been metal on stone as he's missed and such.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ichi keeps going. So that's 20, 50. That'll be 30, 50, 70, and
And I'd say as you're getting down to this point, you do start to recognise that first corridor that you sort of end. It's like this is like the first corridor off the foyer, basically.
Yeah. Cool. That's my turn.
Okay, Eleni.
Okay. I will follow Ash. These are 20 feet, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that'll be 30 to there, because I was 10 in, so 30, 50.
3 squares a turn.
Hang on,
if you
hang
use an
on, hang on.
action. And
So
Yeah,
30.
if you move an action, it's basically 3 squares.
30's there. Do I want to do anything? Sorry, I'm just double checking that there's nothing. I mean,
Okay.
I'm pretty tapped anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna come to there. I'll just keep pace with that.
Okay. On initiative 20, because it's still there, the dog that has been barking at the flames for the last
I forgot about the dog.
5 to 6 rounds
That's my good boy.
just sets off. So Ichi threw out 2 dogs. Only one of them was
One got
burned in
stuck
the flames.
behind the fire.
The other one
Yeah.
isn't stupid and wouldn't run into flames that would murder it dead.
No, I forgot all
So
about the dog.
second the flames go down, it just straight off, and with its previous instruction to sick Dante, is still on that mission.
Oh yeah, good boy.
I'm interested to know how that one. I presume you can still know who I am because before I was a giant ball of fire.
It's
And now-
I assume by smell.
Mel?
Yeah.
Like it's.
That's what I was assuming it would be. Though I probably will smell less cooked.
So they move 40.
Woof, woof, woof.
Let me see if we have.
A mastiff, something like that.
Or just a dog. Any sort of dog. It's usually in the familiars one. They changed the. I'm just gonna use all.
There should be like a mastiff token, Liam, somewhere.
Yeah, I know, but getting the actual token is always. I'm just gonna use all for now. So it was just behind the fire, so it's gonna 20, 40, 60, 80. As it just following the sense that it was previously instructed to sick. As we come to Dante.
How far is Volu from me now?
Maybe like only 5 because your force push thing only pushes like 5
5.
feet, so it's 5 foot step away.
Okay, I mean, so but I didn't actually do the force push, did I? So
No, you didn't.
No, so yeah, he's within 5 feet.
okay, so I'm going to take my. Is it? I've got the potion out. Is it still an action to make him drink it?
Yeah, so even if it's out, to give it to a person because you have to hold them still and get them in the right position. And
Fine. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to use potion. I don't actually know what I've got. Whatever the strongest potion of health I've got. I've got a potion of climbing.
Yeah, give that to
Less
him.
useful right now.
I mean, I'm pretty much climbing up the wall, so.
If you look at Volu, you see from the pile of leaves that some of the ambered, more aged leaves are now trickling with etches of red drops fall into the ground from where his arm was sliced. It seeps from the floor and you start to see the leaves wither and shake.
And I've got a potion of healing, but I don't seem to have it written down. So is it just do we just get normal standard potions?
2d4 plus 2. So 2d4 plus 4? Or is it 2d4 plus 2?
2d4 plus
2.
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, you always plus the amount of dice that you use, I believe.
So 7 points of health come through. Just like, come on, Volu, come on. Don't do this. Don't. Isn't paying any attention really to Sir Arthur at this point.
So
However,
Volu, as the potion trickles down your throat, you do stabilize. But you
I'm
do
like
not
Dante is full
you
of
do
tears.
not become conscious.
He doesn't.
And you would see the wounds begin healing up, but the eyes are still closed. And Dante, looking this close, it's almost like dreaming as the eyes are like flitting back and forwards.
Can I shake him awake?
You give him a shake, no reaction.
No. He needs more help. Will you help him?
Again, just silence from the golden red eyes that stare back at you.
Dante he's crying and he's confused. He still doesn't really know what's going on. He goes, fine. If you won't, I will get him past you one way or another. And we'll step up and with his sword to the side, just be like, I only want to help him. You can have me afterwards. And
give me a persuasion at disadvantage.
well, rolled a 3, so I'm not even going to bother counting the rest. So
yeah, the words seem to fall, but yeah, what would you like to do? Sorry.
So I've used my action. He's 5 feet next to me. I can't transform because that's already been done. Volu's classed as a small character, right?
Mm-hmm.
How heavy are you, mate? Because I think I've got a good amount of like.
Oh, you can
Yeah.
easily pick him up at maximum. Like the
I'm
halflings are like
40. I'm
60
40 pounds.
Yeah, he's like a.
Dante's going to scoop him up and put him over one shoulder, and we'll walk around Sir Arthur, and we'll go to take a step away from him. Does he do an attack of opportunity?
He will.
Okay, well I know that I can't do fuck all with that. I can't miss these. Oh, I don't even have these spells anymore, actually. So
They're going to attempt to grapple you, and as they do, they speak very calmly, but it's almost like two-toned as they say, "How do you expect us to trust you now? If you are truly Dante, put him down and come with me." This could be a trick.
is he actually grappling or just so I
He's
know?
still going to grapple you. He's just speaking as he says it. As he does it.
Do I get? Is there any disadvantage from carrying?
No,
Okay.
he's not encumbering you at all.
Cool. Oh fuck's sake! Honestly, so like clearly all my good rolls were with ttrpg.
He does seem to roll better.
So 14.
26.
Hmm?
26 as the iron grip. And you would note specifically on the shoulder that is not carrying Volu and doesn't like grip you in for a thing. It's just that shoulder is gripped. And they're not letting you leave, but they're not trying to like throw you off balance or throw you to the floor or any other such thing.
I'm going to put Dante down. No,
Just-
that's what he's going to do. I'm going to put Volu down and just go, just heal him. And I haven't got anything that I can use. I mean, I've got my force push, but really that's not going to help in this instance. I mean, I know it could push him away, but I'm trying to see if he will actually help Volu, or is he going to go fucking swinging at me? So, yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Volu. That first ring of the sword on stone that brought you sort of almost lucidly conscious for a moment. It rings again, and it rings again. And eventually you recognize the sound of a hammer on like iron in a blacksmith. And there's the rhythmic ting, ting, ting. Distantly you can hear the chatter of people. And as you sort of sit up, you're in a bed that seems familiar, but you've never been in. You take a little look outside, and you can see a wide, deep forest with deep, almost black-barked trees. See a few halflings running around, doing a few things, washing clothes, hanging things up. And then it fades. As again, Arthur. They will. Yeah, so they're gonna move you.
Oh, I'm not moving with him.
Well, so as in they're spinning almost on the spot to put themselves in between you and Volu. If you wish to try and resist, that it would be an athletics at that point.
Okay, I mean, so if it looks like he's being more defensive with it in that kind of sense, then I will let him. But if it's like I'm dragging you away, I'm going to go no.
No, he shifts round.
Okay, fine. I'll let that happen.
He's then going to. He almost releases on the shoulder as he places his sword to the like sternum of your breastplate, and slowly begins to kneel down with his other hand outstretched backwards towards Volu. The whole time, pressure is, if you could probably step back at this point, but he is keeping you in range.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to give Volu 5 points, the last 5 points of his lay on hands. He will now, at the very least, not die. And he's just going to, he can't attack because lay on hands is an action, but he just almost just forces that step back from you to get, again, you're at 5 feet, but you're still separated.
So he's not grappling me anymore.
Nope, and he brings up his sword. That is all he can do. As we get to Ash. Ash keeps moving as quickly as they can. A little bit, they're almost thinking to follow the dog. But they will move to the junction, because that is the full move. But they will sort of pause at the junction, Eleni, and you would see they're almost waiting to see which way the dog goes before they go.
Yeah.
As we get back round to Ichi. I'm very sorry. You're always on running simulators, driving simulators, and you're not even a fast character.
No,
not especially by any means.
So that'll be 30, 50, 70, and then 80. I'm getting to my destination. Can I do a perception to hear the lack of fighting this round?
I mean, you're so far away, mate.
You are quite a long way away.
I'm far away, yes, but these are corridors and sound echoes.
Also, no, I'm going to say no, just because
Cool.
no fighting actually happened. Like, he was grappled, but nobody took a sword swing or anything in the last.
No, yeah, that's what I'm asking to hear. If
well, so but it's silent, so there is none, right? As you listen out, there's no sword swings, there's no sounds of fighting.
So as I kind of get there and I hear that it's silent, Ichi just kind of goes, "What are you doing?" And that'll be my turn.
Sorry, Ronnie. I need to get some messaging for stuff as well. Okay.
So that's like, I've just looked to see, counted it with all those like things. I'm roughly about 120. So there's 31 times 4, so 128. 4.
Wait, what are you doing?
128,
How many squares
64.
Yeah.
How many literal squares?
Yeah, 124. 124 feet. Like things.
What are you trying to calculate?
He's calculating how far away from Ichi.
Yeah.
Times how many squares by 20 feet. So times it by 2 and then 10.
Yeah, that's what I did.
So it was 30 something squares.
So hang on. So it's 31. So times 2, 62. 620 feet.
620
there we go.
away.
Yeah.
I was going to say 120 is not big enough.
I was like, 120, that's 6 squares.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Some of these corridors are 100 foot.
Yeah.
E.G. has run a marathon.
I'm just fucking blitzing, especially with this long stride.
Yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah. But yeah, sorry, Lenny.
So just following, would sort of catch up with the dog probably. 30 sort of, hang on, 20, 40, end up about there alongside the dog.
Okay. Okay, and the dog is gonna 20, 80. Does immediately takes that turn and you will see as it's getting to that, it's already in that turn to hit that corner. As we do come to Dante.
Question. So Tenebris saw firstly, how much does Dante know of what happened with Tenebris? Like, how much memory are they sharing of these
Give
things?
me a straight intelligence, because Tenebris was trying to suppress you.
Okay. Okay, yeah, dirty 20.
Okay, so you were getting, anytime that there was damage, those sorts of things, you would get like a little flash. There were a few times when Tenebris got pissed off, like those sorts of moments that you got like, a little flash of Ichi with, with his hand on your shoulder and stuff like that. There was like that moment, but then it cut out again, as almost as he pulls away from Ichi, that you faded back. So there are scatterings.
Do
But you can tell with that roll definitely that you've been out for a few hours.
I remember that his symbol is corrupted?
Whose symbol?
To Arthur's.
I'm gonna say that you remember it's different. You don't have the same knowledge. Think like the
Okay.
reason that knowledge was from Tenebris's expanse.
This is why I'm asking.
Yeah, so you know that it's different still,
bollocks.
but you don't necessarily know why different. However, the next stuff doesn't look good. Like the black inky stuff, it didn't. Obviously, when you were grappled and sort of got that chance to look closer, it almost looks like the top layer of the skin is like going black, but also becoming this liquid, like almost melting off.
Does it look like the corruption?
If it was red and purple, yes.
But this is black, so.
But also, you do know, and this is something Dante does know, the corruption has acted differently in different creatures with different capabilities.
It's always been ready purple, though.
It has.
My passive investigation is 16. Do you think Dante would put 2 and 2 together about that or no? His passive perception and insight is 9.
I think you would be able to pick up that you don't think it's the same, right? But it gives you the same vibe of like maybe a curse, maybe an affliction. And then also you would remember, because you have been traveling with them, they sip from a flask, a specific flask that hangs at the side, ready to go at all times.
I'm going to just put my sword up a bit, or just at least kind of like point, just looking. I'm not making an attack. I'm just looking and just being like, what are you? Are you infected?
Oh yeah, I forget that Ichi was not taught the truth. And at least I suppose that does prove that you're not a creature.
Dante won't move. He's going to take the dodge action.
Okay.
And Dante will shout out, Ichi! Hey, Lenny! Volu needs help.
And I'm going to ask for perception check from Ichi. I'd say, hey, Lenny, you're in range to not. I would say roll me a perception, but without the perception.
I've got a 17 passive perception.
Okay, yeah, no, you're good.
I also have a 16 passive, but I'm at a further distance.
Yeah, I'll say that Eleni, because what I was gonna say is Eleni heard it regardless, but I was gonna say roll to pick up the details of was it just a shout or like the words. But with the 17, with a 17, that's fine. So I think
I rolled a 17, 11 plus 6.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, Ichi, you hear Dante's voice echo out, and definitely called your name, but almost like the trailing end of that sentence trailed off. Eleni, you would have heard Volu needs help.
Okay.
But also, do you trust Dante?
Gonna lie, there's not much. There's very little that Dante can do here.
Yeah, I know. As one moment, sorry.
This guy can like knock me for 6. I'm literally giving you disadvantage. Then you have to get through my mirror image, and then I've got a reaction that can make you
Yeah.
reduce say things. So I'm doing everything I can to not get hit by this guy. ttrpg had far more abilities to be able to handle this, including a higher AC.
Liam, am I still able to fly?
Yeah, that is still going.
That's all right. I was checking.
So, Volu. The vision changes as you sort of almost like you were lying back in your bed, and then you're suddenly running through the forest past the black barked trees, but at first they're almost in Volu's mind because you're still very conscious as the Volu of today, right? So it almost instinctively like, what are we running from? But then you start to hear the giggle and laughter of other halfling children and realize you're just playing a game of Tig and you're just sprinting through the forest and climbing up trees and swinging from things. And then there's a shout from one of the kids. And you look over and there's a tall, hooded figure just standing in the forest watching. As you go to move back towards the village, you bump into something, Volu, and look up to another hooded figure before the vision changes once more. We move on to Arta. Arta brings up the sword and is going to swing down. And as they do, there was a moment there when they said about the teachings where almost the voice had calmed. And there's a flicker before almost something wells up in the throat. It is when your people attacked our fort. And he's going to swing out. The damage we were dealt corrupted our orders. Anyone who swears to protect this world is corrupted. That is a 22.
At disadvantage.
Sorry, at disadvantage. I forgot. You were
Dodged.
I mean, he's got a ridiculously high thing to hit, so
16.
16 misses.
But you do dodge to the side as it down into the floor. After that, this sort of brings it up. We could no longer bear to take peaceful action. Those we had saved turned on us and swing out. Okay, disadvantage 17. I think that still misses you though.
Still misses.
As you duck under it. We were cursed to bear this. And again, there's flicker of genuine anguish there. If they genuinely feel they have been cursed to wield this burden. For Dante, you have no idea what he's talking about. I don't think you were around when he sort of told Ichi about that story.
I don't even remember him telling Ichi about that story.
Me neither.
Fort Auger.
Yeah.
It was when Ichi went out to scout the desert
He
track.
didn't go into detail.
Oh, I wasn't here for that. I wasn't here for
He
that.
didn't go into he didn't go
No.
into major detail. He
He
just
talks
said the
about
photo.
Fort Auger, but he didn't
Yeah.
say anything about
I-
corruption or
Yeah.
any of that.
Yeah.
Well, Ichi asked about the veins, and he said it's from that that event. Didn't
Yeah.
tell the story, but from the question each
Yeah.
asked, it kind of like gave context.
Yeah, I wasn't there on that session.
However, that is all they can do. I'd say that as the swings both miss and hit stone, Ichi, it's faint because you are now at a major distance for Eleni, and you see Ash sort of picks up as again, you definitely the signs of fighting continued.
Mhm.
Ash is going to, he can get to there. He's just behind the dog. And then it would be Ichi. So for Ichi, you heard this sort of like Ichi, and then
Directionally, does it sound like that voice came from in front of me, as that would be the shortest distance for the sound to travel? I would hear it first of all from in front of me, then
probably. It's definitely that. It's definitely further back into the place and not further out.
Yeah, it's quiet, but there is that sense of,
and it's echoing in the same way as suggests that they're still inside the temple, and you know that like the exit, the door is at the end of this.
I've just moved
that smashed in door that you found.
I've just moved myself to change position with thinking, because you said I wasn't next to Volu.
Yeah.
Cool. So 30, 50, 70, 80. Just to complete that kind of bit. As Ichi kind of gets there, Ichi looks left down the corridor as I kind of like get there, and then just kind of focus forwards, unsure whether I'm going to continue on my path or if I'm going to change direction just yet, and then that'll be my turn.
Okay. As you're finishing up, a voice pops into your head, Ichi. It's High Priest Arcaner. Like, Ichi, I don't know if you're able to receive this. I tried to message Volu and they are not responding. If you are able to get this, please tell us where you are. We are trying to bring you reinforcements.
Underground, where the fighting was in the cave during the race, the tunnel that the golem made. And then kind of like, as Ichi finalizes giving that information, Ichi's eyes just look forwards, no longer thinking about going left anymore, thinking that Volu's not replying.
As we come to Eleni.
Still following the dog. I would get to there.
Okay. Dog continues. Rounding that corner. For Dante again, you weren't really awake when the dogs were brought out, so there's almost a weird skittering that you're like, wait, that's not like footsteps. And this dog just round the corner and growls the second it sees you, baring its fangs. However, no longer further able to move. As Dante, your go. Your go, Dante.
Chris.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay, good. Just checking.
I was like,
Look at that!
frozen?
Look at that face. That's a man stuck in thought.
It was that weird clicking noise as the cogs were turning.
I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know what you are talking about. Bonus action, force push.
Okay.
He's got to save because I think he only needs 14.
Ooh, not one.
Ooh. Prone, not 5 feet away. Prone.
Yeah, okay.
I was wondering if you were going to splat volley with Sorata's body.
No,
Could
yeah.
you
So
imagine?
you almost just sweep the force across his legs, and the top heavy armor just buckles them to the floor.
Fucking hell. Then I'm going to move an action move. I know he'll get attack of opportunity, but it's disadvantage if he's on the floor.
It is disadvantage because he's on the floor. Good, because the first one was a nat 20.
I was literally about to say you just got a nat 1, so
A 19.
He then now has to see if he gets one of my.
He does, and I think it's now 8
and
or higher
it's
than
an 8.
is it?
8, then 11.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we have to roll higher than an 8. That's a 7. So
I don't think.
so then I'm going to do a reaction. So I'm going to do my reaction.
Oh, fair. Yeah, yeah. Go for it.
So as he goes for that, I'm just going to just put my arm out again and then just spurt out like just some sort of like laverish blood. To be fair, no matter what I roll, he misses them.
Yeah, literally.
So
Hits his
6.
eyes, and he just swings wide, hitting the wall as you are able to move away.
So that's 1, 2, 3.
That's 60 feet.
60. 4, so that's 80 feet. So that's now full action and movement. And I'm just going to be yelling out, E.G. Hey, Lenny. I'm completely lost. I have no idea where I am.
Yeah, and to be fair, Dante was never in this section of the temple even before to have the second you get to a place where you were previously, I'll give you a roll to try and figure it out.
Yeah.
But you're in completely new corridors. Never seen these corridors before. So yes. Afterwards, Volu. All of a sudden, that figure disappears and you're surrounded in shimmering light, and it's almost flickering as you are being carried almost in the arms of some much larger creature, though as you sort of look up, their actual form seems almost stretched and warped somehow, and they almost just, it's okay, we have plans, you will be okay. And they're just walking with you, and as you're walking, you're sort of looking up and trying to get a glimpse of where am I? Like you're trying to sort of, get out of their arms and look, and you can see crystal towers reaching up above vast forests that reflect and refract into rainbows. The laughter of voices, and as you sort of pass one of the doors, you see a room full of halfling children, even recognizing one of your friends, and again try and reach out, but all of the children are almost just in their own little world, happy and laughing and playing, but just not really interacting with each other. And as you sort of try and reach out, one of a large sort of barked hand reaches over yours, and oh, a curious one, aren't we? Well, why don't we see where this curiosity leads? And you're swept away from the room of other halfling children. Again, onto Arthur. Arthur is going to spend 15 jumping up.
Yep, that was the reason I did that. It's far better for me to make him lose 15 feet than just 5.
So 25 to get there. 45 there. He is going to action move, obviously, to do this as well, because he can do 40, so 45, but he is action moving. 65. He can't go 85. He would be just out of reach of you, like there. So he'd go 80. There is a 5 foot gap. There's a 5 foot gap in between you.
Are you not 15? Because it took 15 feet to stand up.
And he was next to me.
Yeah, but he was next to me and he matches my speed.
Yeah,
So-
did you move right? 2, 4, 6, 8.
So
And yeah, he should be further back. So he got up in there is 25.
that's what I'm like. That's just what I'm thinking. It was just
45, 65. No, he can.
We're
I
still
don't know
right.
why. He can.
85
Yeah, I
would
don't
be.
know. I don't know why he can close the distance then. If he's spending. No, that's right. Yeah, he's in the first beginning. He's like 50. He's probably like 10 feet. 15 feet does make sense. I don't know why it isn't making sense on the map, but it does make sense in the maths. So we'll say 15. That is him, however, as Ash tries to keep up with the dog. Rounding the corner, they will sort of shout back to Eleni. I don't see Volu, but their cloak is here. You are just in a big old pile bundle at the minute. There is quite a lot of blood in this corridor, Eleni. Do you have healing?
I'll check.
I have maybe 1 or 2 potions left. They start fishing around in their backpack, but they're they've double moved. So as we come to Ichi, you definitely heard the second call.
10, 30, 50, 70, 80. Ichi's just course correcting, just straight forward, blitzing down this corridor.
Okay, Eleni.
I would shout back. I have none left. Got no healing potions left. 60 foot gets me to here. Let's move and action.
Okay. I'd say peeking round, you can see the leaves and the the sort of scatterings of things in that corridor. The dog jumps over Volu straight into this corridor. Dante. You hear the dog into the corridor behind you. You can see Arta trying to close the distance. You can't see or hear Ichi yet. What would you like to do, Dante? Sorry.
Dante.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought I was
Your
still
go.
Eleni. I missed that.
Round 2.
Dante doesn't want to fight. He knows that at least he knows that say I've healed him and he's going to believe that Thingy's healed him. So he wants to keep his distance. He's going to put his sword away. Just
Okay.
like put sheath it on his back and just kind of be like, don't you understand? That wasn't me that attacked.
But if that thing can get out at any time, you are too dangerous to be left alive. You saw what it just did. Easily. Do you want the rest of your friends to die as well?
Trying to sort it. And Dante will run, do his whole action and turn on that. So it's 20 foot, 40 foot, 60 foot, 80 foot. And where is my fairly confident? I just wanted to check something. Oh, okay. Before doing this, so just slightly thing, I'm going to do just another shove. I can do a shove for any creature I can see within 30 feet of me, which I didn't realise.
Okay. No.
So
strength.
yeah, it's just trying to trip him up again.
30-20 on that one.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to presume he's always going to pass unless he gets like 1 or something. He only needs to be at 14.
To be fair, I mean, his strength, it's not just a 1, right? Like, I think a 1 through 5, he's not that crazy.
Either way.
1 through 4.
He's not got a crazy. Oh wait.
Yeah.
It has a +10. So
So,
yeah.
Volu, the world shifts once again, and all of a sudden you're standing in a dense, ethereal forest. The for Volu, it looks like one of the ancient places in the deep in the Fey Forest that Tanabori only took you to once or twice. You don't remember being here this time, as you're surrounded by these barked tree-like creatures, almost somewhere between humanoid and, however, can't shift almost the predatory intelligence as they gaze over you. You hear flashes of conversations of, what if they divine it? That is what we are, why we must gather so many. We must release them all at the same time. We have to confuse them. If they see what we are doing, we are dead. The rest of the Fae will die as well. Your eyes and vision shift, and you come face to face with one of the, again, almost familiar and not scary, but not something you've seen before. As like, if you imagine what an elf might look like, but with extended long fingers and elongated form, bark and tree-like features sort of covering the skin and hair. And as you sort of lock eyes with them, you hear in your mind, "Oh no, you are lost." And the memory starts to shift. Only slightly. You were still playing Tig. You were still playing with your friends, but instead of running into mysterious figures, you just fell through a portal. Lost and confused, you've been wandering for ages, and when we found you. And as the voice sort of echoes over you, the form almost shifts. Forget them. You can belong here. And as that vision fades, the person that has their hands just on your temples and whose words are echoing through you is Tanaboris. As we move on to Sir Arthur, who is still trying to close the distance.
Evil guys can tell truths. In fact, it's the best evil.
So he can again get to about that 15-foot spot, as again he's just trying to close you down. I think you would definitely see almost like a resignation of he's past trying to convince and persuade at this point.
Yeah, that's why I've gone for I'm fucking pegging this.
Yeah, and but also Dante, you would almost see like as he closes that distance, they slump a second on the wall, not as if they're like, they definitely are injured, but also, you know, in the same way as you might if somebody who was drunk tried to just set off running, and almost that sway. It's not that they like collapsed against the wall; they like almost just swayed into the wall a little bit. They're not as steady looking as they have been. As we come to Ash, Ash does manage to fish a potion from the backpack, but as they get closer and move up, they will call out to Eleni like, "Wait, Eleni, Volu is here." He sort of like begins looking, but he can't. He's used his action and moves to get closer. He will sort of call out, "I see blood, but no wounds, but I'm not sure." Ichi.
We are moving. 10:30.
Yeah, so obviously this corridor, you obviously reveals that it connects up.
50.
And I'd say as you begin moving up that corridor, you would see the form and the distinctive red hair of Dante sprinting down the corridor towards you, and the form
Close behind.
the form of metal and iron breathing down his neck.
Yeah, that's my full 80s. I get there. Kind of like as I get to that corner, Ichi smashes their hand into the wall using their vines to kind of like pull in to allow themselves to get kind of like a whip around.
Nice.
Just so there's no like slow at the corner. There's just full like freight train incoming.
Nice. Okay, Eleni.
So Eleni's full movement, even if she sort of rounds that corner.
As you get around that corner and start closing the distance, you would see that Ash is almost picking up Volu out of the cloaks to sort of, inspect underneath them, and so they're trying to find, obviously, because obviously the blood that's in the clothes, that doesn't just go away when you heal.
No.
So he looks like he took 41 points of damage, but there are no obvious immediate wounds. So they're definitely, because you've only been healed a little bit, there is a softly healing.
And I now have this gigantic scar tracing down my arm.
But can I tell that he's breathing?
It looks like he's breathing. I will say that from just your passive. To get any more, you would have to inspect him.
I would say to Ash, look after him. I'm going to kill that bastard. That's my go.
Okay, and almost echoing the sentiment offsets the dog once again.
Go, buddy, go!
The funny thing is you all move 80, so
I
as
know.
long as nobody
But we're just
stops,
not catching
nobody can catch
up. Oh,
each other.
but if I get round that corner, I've got a longbow.
Oh, yeah.
I
You
don't need
hear-
to get up close.
Faint whispers echo through the ruins. A Benny Hill chant suddenly emerges.
Volu. Wait, were you actually meant to Volu? Dante, sorry.
Dante, do I see Ichi, or is he out of this? Because obviously I know he's.
You can see him.
I see him. Cool. Ichi, it's me. Please. He's trying to kill me. That will make this worse. Volu got hurt. I gained control again. 1, 2. Yeah, that's my action on that. And I'm just gonna like throw backwards my just my whilst running, trying to trip him up again. 19. Yeah, fine. What is? I mean, my passive insight's actually shit, so I won't even bother asking.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know anything. However, as
Especially at this distance.
As you hit that junction, can you wish save for me, please?
Oh, good. Yes.
Oh, fuck's sake!
Illusion. No, it's the illusion. It's not. It's not a charisma save.
No, I know. So yeah, if we somehow have this battle of just running around in a circle for fucking eternity.
13.
Okay. It might not. It might not matter. We'll see. Good to know. As we get to Volu. Once again, the vision changes. You're standing in a circle of fey beings, their presence overwhelming as each speaks in turn, their words echoing in your mind through a language you don't understand. At the centre steps forward Tanabori, placing a hand on your shoulder, and a sudden warmth floods your chest, followed by a final small surge of pain as the last sort of memory of the Ironwood Forest that you grew up in fades. is your truth now. If we are all to survive, your home and mine, this plan must work, Volu. And Volu, you open your eyes, looking up to see Eleni and Ash looking down above you.
Would have loved some sort of thing of just being like ethereal version of himself, seeing Dante heal him first. That would have been lovely.
Yeah, you don't deserve that. Sorry.
And actually, I think as Volu opens his eyes, and people can correct me if I'm wrong on timing here, but I think that is where we will end this week's the first part one, and this week's part one. That's where we will end part one of this episode. Thank you very much for joining us. As always, thank you very much for playing. If you're enjoying the adventure so far, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you know when the videos are coming out. And as always, roll well. Bye.
This is the end of part 1. Part 2 airs Sunday 7 PM GMT, or will be linked in the top right of your screen now. Thank you for watching, and roll well.